All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is when you hear this message, I pray that you're poised to receive, to accept, and to respond to words of wisdom. Ashe. Over the years, I have worked with a pretty broad range of people, from Mexico to Trinidad to Europe, all across the United States. People who were beachcombers and just curious, people who just had problems that they needed to have solved, people who were, focused devotees who were really trying to establish their practice in Orisha lifestyle, people who were full-on priests and priestesses who wanted to upgrade their practice, and everything in between, right? And the more I reflect on my experience with people, of course, I think about success and failure because I want to be successful. And so I look and I go, well, why is it that some people's spiritual journey is chaotic? It's characterized by just perpetual chaos. Their spiritual journey is sometimes even bad for them, right? The people get to the point in their spiritual journey where they just, they've got a jettison, right? It's doing more harm than good. And why some people's spiritual experience is fulfilling, is progressive, it's enriching, right? And so I have to think about that to try to figure out, okay, what's the key here? How do I do things in such a way that are going to ensure that more of the people who I tend to are successful and get what they, will really need, which is to fulfill their destiny and have gratifying lives. So today I want to share with you 3 things that I know will ensure that your spiritual experience and your spiritual journey will be more fulfilling and more enriching than problematic, chaotic, and detrimental. And so before I say that, though, it's important to acknowledge something that is obvious to us, but it just needs to be said, which is people who are living spiritually driven lives are more receptive. People who are living spiritually driven lives are more open. So we're experiencing things that other people just aren't experiencing, or we're being the effect of spiritual energies is greater on us than it is on other people, right? And so it's just like some people are more sensitive to cold, right? It's 68 degrees and some people are freezing, they're shivering. So other people, right, it's 90 degrees and they're it's like, this is perfect, right? It's something like that. Some people, when you sleep at night, you've got to have blankets up over your head, and other people have to sleep with a fan on. It's very similar, right? There's just some people have a spiritual constitution that's just a lot more receptive and sensitive than others. And so the people that I'm really speaking to are those of us who are really sensitive and attuned to the spiritual energies. The first thing that you need, the first thing you've got to have in order to get the most out of your spiritual journey, in order to transform this thing from just a constant chaos into something that's really smooth running and fulfilling, the first thing you need is a system, a filtration system, let's call it. You need a filtration system that attracts a particular kind of energy and repels everything but that kind of energy. You need a way to attract a very specific range of spiritual energies, and you need to have a filter that's going to block everything out. You're only searching for and open to things within this range. And in order to do that, that's a system. It's not just an idea or a word. You need a system that deliberately and explicitly calls out certain things and very targetedly doesn't allow certain things in, or doesn't allow them past a certain point. That's the first thing you need, right? Now, for a lot of us, we struggle with that because we're open and we're receptive, and we want to We don't want to discriminate. We don't want to block people out. We don't want to tell people no. But you can't be all things to all people. The best way to fail is try to be everything to everybody. Try to please everybody. You got to screen certain things out, and you got to call certain things in. The second thing that you absolutely, positively must have is an implementation system. You've got to have a method of identifying the energy, assessing the quality of the energy, the condition of the energy, treating that energy, transforming it, moving it this way, moving it that way, whatever needs to happen, and then sending that energy away. If you don't have a system that covers all of those, trust and believe, you're going to be doing just as much harm to yourself as you are doing good to anyone else. If you don't have a system that identifies, assesses, addresses, corrects, remedies, and then dispatches that energy, you are guaranteed to do as much harm to yourself as you do good for someone else. So you can't just be focused on the fact that you solved somebody's problem. You can't just be focused on the fact that you properly identified somebody's problem. You got to be able to solve it and send it away in a way that's not dragging you down. That's not part of the deal. That's not sustainable. And the third thing that you need, absolutely, positively, is you need a teacher. You need a coach. You need an elder. You need somebody who already has a system of attracting specific kinds of energy and repelling certain kinds of energy. You need your teacher, your elder, to do that for you until you figure it out, as a matter of fact. You need a teacher, an elder, a mentor, a guide who's going to help you determine, all of the steps of identifying, treating, addressing, and sending away. You need someone who's going to help you determine for yourself, this is the best modality. This is the best technique. This is the best approach for you. These are all of the things that you have within your arsenal, and all of the things that you're missing in order for you to be able to work sustainably. This is not something that you make up as you go along. This is not something that you figure out along the way. And so the work that I have been doing in the last 30 years is designed explicitly around helping empower people to develop and practice in ways that are going to be beneficial to them and the people that they're destined to serve. And so I'm sending this message out, this advice out to the people who are the leaders, the folks who are living spiritually driven lives, and you want to improve the world through positive influence. If you're one of those people, I want you to find out how Obafemi Origunwa and the Orisha Lifestyle Academy can help you take your practice and your life to the next level. Visit me at obafemio.com or orishalifestyle.com. Let's start putting in that work to help you live the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those who you're destined to serve. I look forward to working with you. Bye for now. Odabo.